man's sky. Play around. Motherfucker, if you don't know, go check it out. It's the Ma, quit leaving me alone. I'm trying to make a song, Mom. Stop it. Get out of here.
Houston, how's our bullshit tank looking? Skymasters, the bullshit tanks are full. You're ready for liftoff. You want a countdown? Sure, home base. Well, let's go ahead and get a liftoff countdown for us, sir. Okay, and that's a 5, and then 4, and a 3, and a 2. Bless you. 1, and there you go.
All right, guys, we are off on the hype ship here, and we're going to do this Skymaster Styles. I thought I'd show you something cool while we talked about something that you're probably not going to get. So I woke up this morning and I seen some hype train videos, and you know, the new one today is something from 4chan, which is cool. It didn't look all that bad, and it kind of looked kind of neat. The kind of proposing that the derelict ship missions and things like that were kind of a precursor to some missions that are going to maybe take you to another dimension. And if there's not going to be a reset or anything like that, then that's probably it's plausible. I do want to talk about the game being maxed out already for minimum specs. You got to remember, this thing is promised to run on a GTX 480. Let me repeat that again. This game is promised to run on a GTX 480. If there's anybody listening to this right now and you have a GTX 480 and you play the game on that GTX 480, can you please leave a comment in the comment sections of how this game runs for you? Because I can't imagine this thing running very smoothly on a GTX 480, guys. I feel like it's already maxed out for cards that are bigger than that. So I'm not quite sure, but I would imagine it'd be a horrible experience, and I wouldn't like to go back to it. So, and that being said, a lot of people that say that the game runs fine and smooth to them have never experienced a fine, smooth game. So I think a lot of those opinions are, you know, it's relative if you've never seen what a good one looks like. But there you go, man. You know, there's only so much room that the game can put in there and squeeze in there. You can only squeeze so much out of it. And we've already squeezed a lot out of it, and I think that it shows with some of the smoke and mirror tricks that they've had to pull in here for getting some of the stuff that they have gotten in here. So with that being said, if you want to hear about, you know, waterfalls and space cities and space whales and all this kinds of crazy things that people on some of the content creators for No Man's Sky that really grasp at straws, and that's, you know, that's what they do. And you know, if you want to listen to somebody rearrange deck furniture on the Titanic, go over to the procedural stuff, because he's all over the place. I would expect some kind of, you know, these little trickles that we get. A big one is coming. So this, I would like to see a full reset. It's going to piss everybody off. I know. Oh my goodness. Base builders, everybody will be sort of upset. You know, your planets are going to have some issues. You know, you might, you know, who knows? It'll be the dice roll right there. So I want to see that. I think that would help the game. For some reason, I feel like these servers are kind of still separate, and they're trying to communicate with each other, and they're just not doing a good job. And that's why the discoveries are all mixed up. I could be wrong. I am not a server a maintenance guy or somebody that creates them, so I don't know how they work, but I would think that a reset might be beneficial in this case, to just reset the game. And that might, this talking about this side loading in a different dimension. So I guess so they talked about the void egg, and you talked about this void. So it seems like it's a very plausible thing. I would welcome the idea, and I think it is possible. But I also think that this is a kind of a Trojan horse, possibly for more bugs, because if you're a long-term player, you know that this game has always been in a state of where you are the perpetual procedural beta tester, and I like a long period in between games, updates for this game, because the game actually starts running smooth towards the end of one, and I almost get disappointed when one comes out, because first of all, on a selfish level, I know my mods are going to break. Boo hoo! I know modders, whatever, but they put in a lot of hard work into these mods, and you know they're going to break. With that being said, something about mods. I mean, we've kind of already had No Man's Sky 2, I feel like, especially with some of the older mods, and some stacks I've had are just crazy. The Valkyrie mod has wickedly changed everything in the game to an extreme amount. So I can only imagine what Sean Murray plays on his badass computer that he has in his office, And if you think that some modders are smarter than Hello Games and them, because I see the comment all the time. Even some people say it to me, but I see it to others, like Ray Rod and things like that. Like, well, No Man's Sky should hire you. Why isn't this stuff in the game? Why don't we see this stuff? Well, because the game can't handle it. An Xbox won't run it. When you see Ray Rod's mods and some of his heavy stuff, it's PC. It takes a lot of power. That Valkyrie mod is crazy. It's unstable, but my PC ran it and it was fine. And that to me was No Man's Sky 2. I've seen some crazy terrain, and I've seen space whales. I've seen ships and custom ships. It's possible, but they've already set this ground. The ground foundation of the game has kind of been set, and without a reset, they can't put those codes and these seeds into the procedural generation. So I'm hoping for a reset. The Void thing sounds cool too, and that's kind of like a band-aid for me. I think that's kind of like a I feel like that's a band-aid update, and I feel like that's probably going to cause a lot of issues. And no matter what, we could probably expect some issues, because that's been the love-hate with this game since day one, is that we are the beta testers. So expect some small trickles coming out. There might be some big stuff like that, but is it going to be really that big? I mean, remember how everybody got excited? Are those derelict ships missions, are those really that crazy? I mean, they're super cool. Thank you, Hello Games. Thank you, Sean, and the whole team for putting that out. And it is a big deal, but it doesn't reinvent the game or anything. And let's get hyped up about it, but let's keep our hype at a reasonable level, so we don't just deter the new people that are coming over, because I feel like that might hurt them. They're going to come in here, and we're talking about waterfalls and cities. You're not going to get waterfalls or cities, man. You want waterfalls and cities? Get a PC and mod back on some of the older builds, because we had waterfalls already. It's not that Hello Games can't put them in there. They can't. They can't do it until common hardware catches up, until everybody has the equivalent of a 2080 that's affordable sitting in common hardware. And even then, and then the SSDs and everything else, I mean, that's getting there, but they're still expensive. So with that being said, this game is so far ahead of its time. Let's just love the game the way it is. Let's play it and take these, take what we can get, and wait until No Man's Sky 2. Whoever's going to take this on next is going to be, it's going to be a very big project to take on and to do this after this. This is going to be a tough game to follow up on, but it has so much more room. I'd like to see that they just piggyback off the same engine here, because I've seen what it's capable of with modding. So with that being said, man, if you want to experience a crazy game in No Man's Sky and take it a little bit further, PC is probably your option to go with here. Yeah, that's what I got to say there on that. With that being said, we are falling back down, and we're going to ground ourselves into reality, and we're just going to play the game and enjoy ourselves and wait for whatever kind of update that they trickle out at us, and not hate on each other for putting out content that's nice and cool and original. And with that, I say thank you. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you on the next video. I'm about to land here and go ride on some butterflies or something. I don't know. See you guys on the next video. Hit like and subscribe. Bye.